1998, I go work in a women's prison, a women's facility. I'm like, damn. Everybody at my job, before I got the job working at the prison, I worked at this warehouse. And all the guys that I knew that knew I was going to work in a women's prison, they was like, I'll give you 2 months. You know what I'm saying? They thought I was going to get fired for fucking with one of the girls or some shit. So I lasted way more than 2 months. Damn near 30 years. So, but only 5 at the women's prison. But walking into that women's prison that first day, all I knew is what I saw on TV visually. But when I got in there, it wasn't what I had visualized. I saw women in regular street clothes, jewelry. You know what I'm saying? They was locked up, but they was walking around like they was on the streets, meaning what they was wearing. You know, and some of the staff that worked there, counselors and stuff like that, they wore regular street clothes. So sometimes I couldn't tell the inmates from the staff, you know, but you had to go according to their ID. Over time, of course, you figured it out, but there was something. I thought they were I just thought they was all gonna be dressed alike, like in the movies. But no, they wore their regular clothes at that time. That was 1998. My first day working in a cell house, I remember it was C14, Dwight Correctional Center. This is it looked like an office building, but anyway, it had 4 different wings to it where the girls lived at. Then in the middle of it was the bubble where the officers be at and control doors and all that type of stuff. I remember walking in there, they gave me my keys, my radio, whatever you got, C14. I go in there and I walk into this unit, and when I walk in, it's a day room. Kind of like a living room of a house, but they call it the day room. And off the day room, you got 2 wings where the females could go down where where their rooms was at. I walked into the day room, and the girls was all just sitting around watching TV, and they all was just looking at me. And, and of course, this is my first day or whatever. So we had green fucking lime, ugly ass green uniform. But I had that bitch creased up. I had my shoes shining. I had some of the best boots on. I was clean as I'm 22. I was fresh as a bitch. So they was like, I hear all the little woo 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 this and shit. So, and the biggest thing I found out about working in a female prison is that it's a lot of sexual tension. Just like a woman going to work in a man's facility, you imagine how them dudes be coming at them female officers? Well, that's how the women be coming at the men officers. Especially as one that looks as good and handsome as I was back then. I ain't have all this gray, you know what I'm saying? Old Bo the CO was shit. I was me, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of sexual tension, and I learned very fast that if you wanted to survive and have a long career as a male officer working in a female prison, it was at least 2 things that I did my job on. I always made sure that I was visible, and I always made sure that I kept my distance. For instance, they had a janitor's closet. They had mops, brooms, chemicals, different stuff in there. So if a girl job was to pretty much be the housekeeper of the unit of the cell house, like mopping, cleaning his showers, all that type of stuff. Certain people had certain jobs. So if that was their job, they would have to get stuff out their closet. It was a big closet. Now, when I say about distance and being visible, okay, say if a girl need a mop and we need to go into the closet. Now, this closet is kept locked. I got the keys, so only way they can get in there if I let them in. So we go into the closet. Now, I open the door swings open into the hallway. I stand there with the door open, propped open with my foot. I'll allow the female, to go in there and get whatever she needs. She comes out. Then I go in and let the door close with just me in there, and I fill out the necessary paperwork that I got to fill out. Because, like I say, distance and visibility. You never want to walk into a space, a room, say that janitor closet with that female inmate, me as a male officer. We walk in there together, let alone let the door close. But the door closed, and we in there for 30 seconds, a minute, however long it takes for us to do whatever we went there to do, to get the broom, to fill the paperwork, and then we come out that door. Anybody standing in that day room or anywhere that saw us going there, when we come out, they're going to be looking at you like, what was they in there doing? And the girl that you took in there to get whatever she needed, she can come out at that time and say whatever she want to say happened in there. He done this. I felt uncomfortable. So the main thing is keep your distance and always be visible. That way you ain't got to explain shit to nobody about what didn't fucking happen. I don't care who said. If they can see you, they know what's going on. All right? I'm Bo the CO.